Hey guys, I'm Vanya, the channel's RC Alley, and today's video is comparing two high-end race ESCs for 1/8 scale applications. First ESC is the Tekin RX8 Gen3, the second one is a Reedy 850R. Let's get started. The Tekin RX8 Gen3 is a 2 to 6S ESC. It does have a motor limit, 1700 kV on 6S according to the website, but I've seen people on YouTube definitely run 6S with the higher kV motors. On 4S the limit is 3500 kV. The BEC is 6 volts or 7.4 volts, and it's at 8 amps, so it's got a very strong BEC. The ESC weighs 76.5 grams. So it's basically got endless adjustability. You can adjust the drag brake strength, timing. You can choose to run reverse or not. You can change the motor direction. It comes with a fan, and it's all fit in a pretty small package. Basically it's 38 by 56 by 35.5 millimeters, and that is with a fan. So this ESC has a very small footprint. Now the feel of it, I'm not too crazy about how it feels. For some reason the brakes feel really weird to me, and I notice that especially in the air when I'm jumping. I don't have as good of control as I did with my RX8 Gen 2. Now I'm sure Tekin know what they're doing, and I just gotta find the right settings on the ESC to suit my driving style. But I've been kind of struggling with basically the feel of the brakes on this ESC. Everything else is good. It's really smooth. It accelerates really smooth, and yeah, like I said, it's a tiny ESC, so easily fits into a more cramped car such as the Teknos like I have in here. One of the features on this ESC that I really like is it has a custom voltage cutoff. So basically you can set your voltage cutoff to be whatever you want. I like to run my cutoff at 3.6 volts per cell, just because I found that if I run my cells below that, they would puff up after some time of use. And when I have my cutoff set at 3.6, I have batteries for years that do not puff. And then one more thing I really like about this ESC, instead of using a program box or anything, you connect it straight to the computer and basically adjust it from there, which makes it really easy and really quick. The only thing is you got to bring a computer to the track, or know someone who has one, or use the race computer or something like that, but you do have to have a computer. There are some preset options on the ESC, but I found that you can't really fine-tune it as much as you can with a computer. Alright, let's move on to the Reedy now. Here we have the Reedy 850R ESC. That's also meant for 1/8 scale applications. The dimensions of this ESC are 56 by 46 by 37 millimeters, and that's without the fan. So that 46 millimeter height is shorter than the 56 of the Tekin, but that's because it's measured without the fan. With the fan, they're about the same height. So this is a 2 to 6S ESC, and it's quite a bit heavier than the Tekin at 131 grams. And then the BEC is same voltage, 6 to 7.4, but it is at 5 amps, so it is quite a bit weaker than the Tekin ESC. The ESC has a limit, motor limit on 6S. It's 2400 kV, and 4S 3000 kV. Now the big difference between this and the Tekin is the program box. Like, this uses a program box instead of the Tekin hot wire to basically fine-tune the ESC. Now this is pretty nice. You just plug it into the fan port and go from there. Basically that powers up the program box, and you just scroll through and change settings. Now it is pretty easy, but I still like the Tekin when it's hooked up to the computer the best. That just, it gives you a big screen, you know, full color and everything, so it's just really nice to use. Now the feel of the ESC is actually really good and really similar to the Tekin RX8 Gen3. It's very smooth, it accelerates great, it's got plenty of power. You don't really notice the weaker BEC in it at all. It's still got plenty of power to power up the servo. But yeah, it was a little bit tough to fit in the Tekno because just of the sheer size of it. That's why I have right here the on and off switch on top instead of anywhere else. I just could not fit it. Now I do have a Reedy 2100 kV motor, and in the Tekin, with the Tekin I have the 1900. I did try both motors with both ESCs, and I mean, it's smooth. They both have plenty of power. Obviously the 1900 one has a little bit less than the 2100, but it's really not that noticeable when they are geared properly. As far as which I think is better, between these two, I think they're really evenly matched when it comes to feel, but I would give it to Tekin just because smaller footprint, it weighs a lot less, and the Tekin Hotwire program for my PC works awesome. In conclusion, really, my favorite ESC is still the Tekin RX8 Gen2. For some reason, I feel like when the car flew, you had so much more control as you hit the throttle or as you hit the brakes with that ESC. Now, obviously, they're discontinued, so you can't buy them anymore. And that's pretty much it. I mean, I gotta figure out these two ESCs. I'm glad I have both, so I can tinker with them both. But yeah, if I had to buy a new ESC right now, I might even look for a used RX8 Gen 2. Now, some of you might think I'm crazy, but that's just how I feel. That ESC suited my driving style better, and I'm kind of sad that they are discontinued. Alright guys, that's it for me today. If you have any comments or questions about the ESCs, let me know down below. Let me know which one your favorite is. If you've enjoyed the video, you know what to do. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so. It really helps us out here, and I'll talk to you next time.